All right, here we are for the finals of this this 8-4. No, that's going to have to go back. This one's a little better. Yeah, I like this one better. I don't think this is great by any stretch, but I think it should do better. All right, let's see what... Yeah, that's good. Play this, play that. Bone Shredder should be fine here if he's playing a white deck. I mean, unless he doesn't play like White Knight or... Ooh, Mystic right off the bat. Jeesh. What are you going to get? Hopefully not Light and Shadow. I mean, any of the swords are really rough here. Jitte I don't care about as much, interestingly. I mean, it's obviously really good, and it will kill us if we let it. But I do have to say that, you know, given that our creatures are just massive, they don't care as much. White Knight. All right, so now we're just dead. I mean, not really, but, like, that's really bad. These draws have been good, though. All right, well, let's Bone Shred. Kill that. Yep, Jitte is going to be active, so we are now racing. Racing mana-wise to try to get to this, so off we go. I will be sacrificing this. Alright, so we have our mana. I guess he doesn't really need to commit anything to the board, but if he does, that would be kind of sweet. Alright, so we're just getting stomped here. Think I'm going to go into greed mode here and primal command. So if I primal command, I can go get any creature, and that includes like a discard outlet. Like I could get Una's Prowler, and I could pitch Terracodon and Genesis and any other creature I draw until next turn into the bin. And then I can Living Death for full value. If I just pull the Living Death right now, like he still gets Elspeth. I don't even blow up any of his stuff. Like it's just not that impressive. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm just trying to decide if I want to put Elspeth back on top of his library. How many does this have? This has 4, so we can get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. He can do 11 to me. 12, 13, 14 if he pluses Elspeth. That's pretty brutal. And I think I actually want Elspeth on the table, so that's 4 plus 2, 4, 6, 8. So he can do 14 if he has any type of pump spell, then I'm dead if I do it that way. Maybe I just gain 7 and go get a creature. I don't know if I can live that long. I could play Genesis, but then he can jump this. That gives it... That makes it a 5/5 plus 10. That's 15. Wait, that's plus 8. Sorry, plus 8. 14, 13, and then back to 14. So I'm taking 14 if I do any of these things, really. I can put down Genesis and Chump Block, but, man, I think he's just going to get me. If I Bone Splinters, then I get to kill the Stoneforge, but he gets to search up something else, and I'm just pretty much dead anyway. Because the Jitte just cleans out my board. Okay, so if I Primal Command and get something that can discard or block or whatever, then I can do something. I can also Makeshift Mannequin, but I gotta get rid of this thing. This is a really tough spot. Like, I do not know what to do here. I feel like if I just Living Death, I'm not going to win this game anyway because of Elspeth. and that's unacceptable. I feel like if I Genesis, it gives him the opportunity to jump his White Knight and just thrash me, and if he has anything, I'm dead, and if he doesn't, then I go to 1, in which case I Living Death, and then he just, Elspeth makes a token, and then he can just kill me the next turn. So I think I need a Primal Command. All right, so if I do that, I can go to 22, and I can get a creature. The next turn I can play the creature, pitch my hand, and I have to still be alive, though. I think that's the play. So let's Primal Command these two modes. Is it target player? Me? Yeah, targeting for the life. Okay. So I go back up to 22. Now what can I get? I mean, ideally I like to have a Shieldred in the yard, but I don't know that I can really make that happen. Like, I could get a Fauna Shaman, play it. If I draw a land, I can Bone Splinters away like a soldier token or something. Ugh, this is just going to be rough. And then on the next turn, I can Fauna Shaman away Terracodon and then Living Death. Man, this is a tough one. It's going to be tight no matter what. If I just get Una's Prowler, I can just pitch Genesis, Terracodon, and whatever else I draw, but then I don't have a block. So the next turn, I have to just go off. So that doesn't work either. So it's probably Fauna Shaman then. Fauna Shaman, play Fauna Shaman, say go, then I'm dead. Yeah, none of this stuff actually works. All right, well, I'm going to get Prowler then. And see what we draw as far as lands go. But what it looks like is I'm going to take a hit, hope that he commits something else to the board, and then have to just Living Death him here. Sad but true. Yeah, so he's going to hit me for a ton here. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 if he wants to. Looks like he's just going to hit me for 10 here. I think he still has lethal next turn if he wants it anyway, so there's probably doesn't see a reason to do this. Play more guys. Well, I guess I can be pretty happy with that. Now the Jitte has 4 on it again, so that's 10 in the air. Or it's 10 and then it's 13, so I am dead. And Una's Prowler can't block it. So unfortunately, I just have to Living Death. I get to kill his Stoneforge. But that Jitte is just going to wreck me. I mean, right now it's 8, 9, 10, 11. Like it would put me to 1. He has a Sword of Fire and Ice too. Jeez. All right. You going to equip? Because I kind of want him to kill my Bone Shredder, to be honest. So I can Makeshift Mannequin it back. If I don't draw a land, that'll be pretty awkward, though, but I got to do it that way. Silver Knight. All right. Well, if he just spreads out his threats properly, then he can make this thing happen. I'm not going to pay this for obvious reasons. And I draw Shieldred. Okay. So 5... 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm just dead to all these different things. So I just have to pass the turn back to get my Bone Shredder back. And maybe even get a block in with it. And then I don't even know. Sword of Fire and Ice. Sure. He's going to put that on the soldier. Well, yeah, this will work out fine. Did he use Elspeth? He didn't even use her. Okay. So Shredder's you. And which one do I destroy? I guess this one and then block. He can Jitte this one away though, and then I get sorted. Yeah, I still think that's correct though, because I don't want to go down to like 1. All right. And that happens. All of these things happen. I take 2 more. And I'm pretty dead here. 6. Well, I've got a Prowler that can block. Actually, he can just Jitte it. Yeah, Jitte's going to wreck me. Oh my god. And play this because it pumps it. Yeah, you let it resolve and everything. What a guy. Can still just kill it though. That happens. Again? Right, so I don't want to show him everything, but I mean all right, so are we just dead here? He jumps this to 6 and it kills us. Yeah, so we're just dead. Make him do it though. All right, I don't really hate our chances here. I mean, he seems to have very powerful cards and got off to a really nice start where we had kind of an awkward draw. I think if we have one of our enablers early, we should be able to jump on him pretty good here. I think we're okay. I mean, our deck certainly is doing more powerful things than his. All right, I would like to play first. Thank you. Oh, so sad. 1 land away. This will work? No, this actually won't work. We can Inquisition him, and we have a Reanimate, but we don't have a way to get that Terastodon in the yard, so we have to actually mulligan it. This works. Not super exciting, but we can start Fauna Shamaning. We have a card to do that with, and if we draw a Swamp, ooh, then I think we just Grave Rob him here. Right? I think I'm going to Fauna Shaman, actually. I don't know how he's going to get something in the yard very quickly. I didn't see fetch out of him, and his mana base looks pretty straightforward, so I think I'm better off going with a little bit longer of a plan here. Okay. So, what am I going to get? Well, I can get Una's Prowler. That doesn't really do anything. The card I really want right now is Bone Shredder. So, let's just do that. We need to think big here. I mean, our game plan here is definitely get a big Living Death off. That's the big one here. Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay. Well, plan B is to kill that thing. So Bone Shredder it is, and let's hope we draw a creature that we can pitch. We don't, but it's not that bad. Kill this and deliver the beats. Sword is going to be a huge hassle. And that's the game? Probably not, but that's really bad. I'm not going to pay this because if we draw Swamp, which we did, we are going to be setting up for a Living Death. All right, so what's the plan here? If he hits us with this thing, then he's going to kill this. If we just Living Death right now, then we're ahead. I mean, we have a bone Shredder, and it kills his Mikaeus. If we chump block first here, then we're in a little bit better shape, though. If we just take a hit again, he's just going to kill it. And he gets to draw a card too. I can put the sword back on top of his library. That way if he doesn't have a land drop, then he's good to go. Yeah, why don't we do that? Why don't we put the sword on top of his library and then go search for a creature? That way he has to have another land drop to be able to cast and equip, and we still have block options here. So, all right, so what do we want to get? We need multiple things, unfortunately, so we're in kind of a tough spot. But something that can get in the way of that white knight sure would be nice. Genesis can't. I've been talking about with the sword on it. Colossus can't, but it can eventually, but not quick enough. Really, again, it's going to come down to Sheoldred for us. That's what we really need here. So I think I get Sheoldred here. It's a bit of a gamble because if he does cast and equip, then the Shaman's dying and then the Sheoldred's stuck in our hand. Although we still have a pretty standard play with that. So I'm going to do that. If he doesn't have the land, then we get to pitch Sheoldred and then block the next turn, and then we Living Death, and then we should be able to take over. So first things first, no land drop. Sweet. Yep, he is in there. Very in there. And if we hit a land, we can do them both. I mean, likely he just plays out his sword again, but yeah, he does. Okay. Ooh, we hit our land as well. Juicy. All right, so discard this. And what do we want to get? We have 1, 2, 3. We have 6 mana. Like, we can actually just cast stuff next turn. We don't even have to be nitty about it. Kitchen Finks? I mean, it's not Kitchen Finks. Primeval Titan? Prime Titan seems good. He's huge. He gets in the way. I like him. All right, so let's Living Death. Mikaeus comes back with 0 counters. Haha. And he has to sack a... Oh, he has Path for our Sheoldred. Ugh, so sad. Well, we got a bunch of mana now at least, so that's nice. We got a Primeval Titan coming down. I'm actually I can just get Grave Robber active. Start bringing back nothing. Oh man, that path was brutal. Still Moon Cavalier, white and black. Sure, that's pretty good here, I guess. Yep. Yeah, so we're still not in a great spot. This is going to get killed. Prowler's fine. But we just need to go Primeval Titan because he's going to kill this thing. We can flip it, but it still dies to the Sword of Fire and Ice because he can just give this flying, right? Yeah, he can pay a white to give it flying, swing in, kill this before it does anything. So we're just going to have to do this way. Brutal. He seems to have all the right answers. Plus his stupid creature has protection from red, black, white, and blue. It's kind of silly. All right. Yeah, that path was critical though. If we get our Sheoldred down, you know, we can lock him out, and it's like a soft lock on his creatures for the most part. And then on top of it, we can we have a lot of options because even if he just kills it in some normal way. All right, I'm assuming he gave it flying. He did. So he's going to start wrecking us with his sword. Thankfully, it doesn't gain him life, and the Primeval Titan will be able to do a fair amount to him here. But if he can put up some type of defense, then we can, or if he can just race us. Flicker Wisp on what? Plains? Sure. All right, beat you down. We got some sweet stuff in our arsenal here, but we got to hit it. I am going to block here if he bashes with that Flicker Wisp. I'm going to need a Woodfall Primus, I suppose. That would help. All right, so he's just going to, excuse me, kill my Una's Prowler. Might even just dome me. He's just going to pump. Sure. Yep. All right, we get a draw at it. Wow. Oh, we got most of our lands out of the deck by now. I'm not drawing dead. Yep, I guess we are. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. All right, good games. He got us. All right, well, that was fun, though. I'm really glad that we experimented. I know that I always feel like I get at least a little bit better with those type of decks, even though, like, I've never, like, it's funny because, you know, I play a lot of Magic, but these old cards, they elude me. I've never activated a, what's it called, a Survival of the Fittest, for example. You know, like, I'm not used to reanimating stuff. I'm not used to, I've never played Primal Command. You know, it's weird. But it's kind of, you know, you start to break down the barriers and kind of figure it out as you go, and hopefully don't bump into the timer too much. All right, well, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. If you want to send me any feedback or anything like that, it's limitedresourcespodcast@gmail.com. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can find me at Marshall_LR. And if you want to join the Limited Resources clan, thing has been blowing up lately. I have been adding tons of people. It's awesome. Let's find out what we're at here. Limited 250,000. So 1,691 members. We are almost at 1,700. We are the biggest and the best here on Magic Online. You can tell because we're number 1. Yay. Anyway, if you want to join, just send me a message on here. You can just right click my name. It's Marshall_LR and just say leave a message, and I'll get you an invite once I log back on. Yeah, that's it. So until next week, guys, thanks for hanging out and learning a little cube, and we'll see you then.